And so we ask you, Lord, to be in this place, to be in the discussions and the decisions that are made here, that they be for the betterment of the community and the good of all. Lord, keep us happy, keep us healthy, keep us holy and safe in all that we do and all that we are. Lord, bless not only Washington proper, but all of Daviess County and all the ones that are here, that live here, that play here, that visit here, and come through in whatever manner. Lord, bless this gathering of folks that they may be who you would have them to be in all things, in all places, at all times. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayers. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. All right, we got the meeting minutes from the March 14th meeting. Do you have anything on those?
I see no corrections.
If not, no changes or anything, look for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Got a motion by Ron Arnold. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, next item on the agenda, we got Lauren Milton here for the Armory rental for election. Morning.
Well, as you know, we're vote centers now. So the election board decides where the vote centers are going to be depending on the election that we have. This one is only going to be Washington 5 and 15 because the only competition is Washington City Council District 1. And we'd planned on using the park building, but that was already taken. So I got a hold of the Armory. If we use it on election day, it's free because they're there anyway working. But since it's a Saturday, there's going to be a fee for that because they have to come in on their day off. There has to be someone there. So it's $50 an hour to do that, and we're using it 2 Saturdays for 4 hours. So it's $400. And I do have it in the budget. I just needed to get the contracts signed.
Yep. You have any questions for
No.
Lauren on that?
No. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's straightforward. I don't have any issues with it at all either. So if no other questions, look for a motion to approve.
Make the motion to approve the contract with the Armory.
Got a motion by Ron Arnold. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Lauren.
Okay, so I'll need to have these.
Side two, okay. Yep. There you go. Well, I've got a copy here. Sign
Okay.
this one here. Just go ahead. I'll let you fill your address and everything out down through there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chris, morning.
Project updates on the Montgomery Bridge. I don't think there was anybody out there working this morning, but they're going to continue to realign Railroad Street there to the north and the east of the bridge to get traffic in and out. And they're planning on closing the bridge on Monday.
They are
So,
Monday, okay.
Yeah, they're waiting for the demolition, okay, from CSX. But that's what they're planning to do right now. And the end date is still the same. I know they were gonna do some work last week, but move some dirt, but with the weather that we had, they decided to hold off on that.
Yeah.
So that's it on that. I've got the countywide bridge inspection contract. They changed some dates on it. You guys got a copy of
Yeah,
that?
we got a copy of it.
It was actually I don't, talk about the bridge inspection.
Yeah.
It was the,
Yeah.
so question about that. It looks like the only thing that changed was from Henry to Davies. Is that right?
Well, that was the first one, and we re-signed it, and then sent it back in, then NDOT found something else that they wanted to change on it, because they review all of our contracts. So I don't know if yours has it, I brought a copy of the front page, section 3 under the terms. They changed the date to June 1st, 2023 to May 31st, 2027.
27. Yeah, there it is, yeah.
31, 2027. So the one that he has in front of him says April 1, 2023 and March 31, 2027,
Seven.
which is different than what yours says right there. So we need that one, if that's what you're saying, it needs to be changed.
We need to initial, if I get the commissioners to initial that date, just
Okay.
acknowledging that they seen the change of date. And the contractor or consultant put the dates that they initially.
Is that the
wanted
only,
on
is that the
there.
only change, is that cover sheet?
Yep. that's
Why
all.
don't we just print two of those off here and we can just sign them?
Yeah.
Just cross that whole page out. I'll make copies of this. And then we can sign it.
So that means that this.
It's still the same
changed
too,
as
yeah.
well.
June.
Record goal at this pace. So the change is from April 1, 2023 to March 31, 2027.
Yeah.
And that'll change from April to June 1, and then from whatever it was to March 31. Is that correct?
Correct. The,
So it's still gonna run for 4 years, it's
years.
just gonna be shifted by 2 months? Is that
yeah,
right?
I think they initially wanted us to have our compliance date is June. And they initially wanted the contractor to have it started before June.
June, yeah.
But with, they've had some turnover in the bridge department, so, at NDOT, so now they've just had us put June, because they're not gonna meet that other compliance date.
So are we good now, Grant? Then everything else should be fine on it?
Yeah, so the changes are from Henry to Davis and shifting the dates.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
No other changes, right? Okay.
I hope not.
All right, look for a motion to approve the SJCA bridge inspection contract that we got before me. This changes from the last time that we approved it. Do you get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Got a motion by Ron Arnold. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, I got a LPA invoice voucher. This one is for Kendallbrook Road 4 and 5. This is Davis County Rural Water.
All right, I got an LPA claim voucher here for, this is Old Kendallbrook Road, yeah.
Yes.
County Road 900 East for rural water in the amount of $762.11, 80% reimbursable of $609.69. Look for a motion to approve the LPA claim voucher.
So moved.
Got a motion by Ron Arnold. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Go ahead, Chris.
Okay, I don't have much more. I was just gonna, maybe I should bring up some things that we've been talking about or been requested by the highway department, which one of them was the minimum road maintenance, what our policy is on it, and why we have minimum maintenance roads. And basically, 95% of the roads that are minimum maintenance roads is because they flood. We can't put rock on them if they flood, and we really don't want to direct the traffic down to them areas,
Right.
because it's,
And it's also low volume.
Low volume.
Residence, low volume, traffic, everything.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but, talking to the commissioners on it, we'll revisit that and look at, make sure that our, I guess, our ordinance and stuff that we did in 1989 is still acceptable and validate it to do the same thing in 2023.
Right now, I mean, our low volume roads like that, I mean, our low traffic roads, low maintenance roads, those are, we typically, I think the ordinance reads, we grade them twice a year to maintain them, but you guys probably do a little better job than that on most of those roads, don't you?
Yes, yeah, we grade them twice a year. You can't go out and put rock on them. You go put white rock on them, the river takes it.
Yeah.
So, but we do go grade them and fill in the holes that develop in them because of the water and the farming equipment, just whenever requested.
Right.
And I'm sure Gary and Steve don't want all that traffic down at the river, do they? Cause trouble, so.
That sounds good.
But we are looking to it, so just to get that out there, I'm in talks with the commissioners, and I don't want to have a stance on laying the gavel down, and this is how we've always done it, and so it doesn't hurt to revisit things. So we're doing that, and I brought a copy to give to Grant, and I got 2 other copies from other things to give to Grant. I don't think they really concern the highway department, but one is the solar ordinance. I know you guys been working on that.
White County, you had like a road use.
Well, the White County one that I sent you on email was a road use agreement, and I just sent it to you. I didn't share it with the other 2 commissioners, but I did tell them about it. It was just something for you guys to look at. I know there is construction out by where I live, actually, which I don't care anything about it, but the amount of vehicles and construction traffic that come in, it's within the 2-mile jurisdiction of the city, and the city facilitates what they do with the land, but then the county has all the repercussions of the road. So I think we need to look at that, because I'm the one that's getting the phone calls from the neighboring landowners that are concerned about silt and sediment running across the road onto their property. And we actually got a crew out there working today. We just want to get it fixed.
I think we need to, like Chris said, we need to visit that because there is erosion problems and then filling ditches in and everything else. And then also in the future, if we do get big projects, just like I-69, you know, we looked at bonding the roads just to protect our investment here in Daviess County. So maybe that should be looked at for the ordinance too.
Yeah, we would, like, I think the city actually annexed island territory. When you annex, it has to be continuous, unless it's a utility. So they annexed it as a utility, and on the road use agreement, it says they don't accept any right-of-way or streets or roads. So on the continuous normal annexation, they would have to take them, because you can't annex on, not telling Grant, he probably knows all this stuff, but you cannot annex territory and not accept the roadway, because then everybody's just trying to reap the benefits. They annex the property and develop it and collect the tax dollars off of it, and then the county's still responsible for the road that gets tore up as development happens.
Yeah.
So I think we need to look at that, and if the city's always annexed from counties annexing from cities. That's just the way it is, and that's fine. But when they're gonna annex, I wish that they would let the county highway department know, or the county, not me personally, but the county, so we can help facilitate that. And then I got a lease agreement from Spartan Energy on the airport property. There's a oil tank next to the county roadway that they use. It's a transfer tank. And I think the county's been talking about selling some property. And that transfer tank has a buried line that goes under the property all the way to, there's some active wells out there. And there's some other tanks, so it's all kind of interconnected. You can't just pick up the tank and move it. And then if it has to do with oil, you have to get IDEM involved. I was gonna say something else, but I can't just go, I have to reclaim the ground and everything. So, and I couldn't find anything here to annex on the agreement that we had with the people that have a lease on them oil wells. But I did have a meeting Saturday with the guy that holds the lease, or well, actually I didn't. I was on vacation at the Great Wolf Lodge in Cincinnati, if you guys ever want to go. It's crazy, but
It is a crazy place.
but Jason Oaks, one of my guys, met with them, and they give us a copy of their lease that they have. And so I was going to give that
Lacey's
to
got
you.
it, which you need to read that. It dates back clear to the 40s. So as that transfers, does those contracts go forward with them?
There's the minimum maintenance. There's the solar agreement with the city. It's just the city. It's not signed by any commissioners.
This is their ordinance, yeah.
That's what I found here. And then there's the Spartan Energy for the airport. And maybe we can use them numbers to get with the recorder's office and find, we just didn't really know where to start. It looked like it was in 1949.
Usually it apply, I mean, oil and gas, usually
The
there's
contracts will keep
successors
going.
and assigns, it won't just,
I wonder if, I mean, that's since the 40s, and if it's not been updated, I mean, are those forever leases?
It looked like it was signed to, one thing in there, it said that after 5 years, they was gonna revisit it. And then it looked like it was signed periodically.
oh yeah, it was assigned, looks like it's been assigned a number of times. I'd have to look at it, but normally these things carry forward.
Yeah, it's, they've got a lot of rights to that land, whether we own it or sell it or it gets parceled up.
Right.
And any sale will be subject to this, assuming it's active.
Yeah, I read through it. It's kind of small print, that's why I didn't send it to you.
Yeah, their heirs, successors, and assigns hereby surrender, release all rights of dower and homestead to the premises. Good question, but probably yes, it continues forward.
More, okay. Yep.
That's all I've got.
All right, appreciate it, Chris. Anything else, Chris? Ron?
No, I'd like, Grant to research that and report back to us
Yeah,
at the next
definitely.
meeting.
Yeah, I'd like to know more about that.
See if we have any options at all.
The thing is, I mean, that's been going on and it's on our property. And I don't know if we ever got a payment on it either.
It says that you're supposed to get a payment on there. I can't remember if it was $1,000 or $100. It wasn't much, but I would think that we need to show someplace where we're receiving that.
Yeah.
And I would also think that it would probably, should change at the price of gas and everything also.
So, just question, so Jason met with these people?
The current owners
Lance,
of the lease, yeah.
Okay.
Lance Williams, I believe.
Can you put me in touch with them, just so I can have a conversation with them as well, so I can report back to them?
Yes, I can send you his contact information. They were real easy to work with and willing to do whatever they had, but as long as it didn't cost them any money. So. But he wasn't unreasonable. He just wants what he bought that lease, or he said he was willing to sell the lease back to the county.
Sure.
Yeah.
At a price.
Thanks.
That'll work.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, guys.
I did want to mention, we did have a highway meeting this morning at the highway garage. Commissioner Arnold and myself were present, Chris Winkler. We discussed some low travel roads. What else? did we talk
Also known as fair weather.
about? Fair weather roads, yeah. What else did we discuss out there? What, not that, we talked about the, yeah,
Tiling and
tiling and then a runaround for the 200 north of when they start the coal mine out there. So that's basically all we talked about this morning. I just want to bring that up. All right, we got IRAX update with Vanessa Phillips. Good morning.
Morning.
Good.
Good. So when I met with you guys back in, it was June, I promised to come back and give an update since our program's been up and running. We're in our 10th month now, kind of full steam ahead into the end of the grant cycle, which we have been promised to be refunded for a second year. And there's approximately 25 jails throughout the state that have requested now to start a program with the IRAX program. So that's really good news. But as far as the jail goes, we have enrolled almost 500 individuals into our program since launch in July. Those individuals do include people that come into jail for a very brief period of time and bond out. Everyone that does come into the facility, though, leaves with a packet full of different information, whether it's our contact information, local food pantries, support meetings, recovery resources. So at minimum, they're leaving with something if we're unable to physically connect with them. We've had the Indiana BMV visit the jail twice, and we've been able to get over 70 IDs, and that includes driver's license. If someone had a valid driver's license, we've been able to partner with the Daviess County Health Department and the Knox County Health Department to obtain birth certificates at no cost for individuals that have lost those that are incarcerated. And we've been able to get about 40 birth certificates for individuals thus far. Our program was also awarded an LCC grant to then pay for birth certificates from surrounding counties or people that were born out of state to help meet the burden of the cost that's associated with that, as well as the driver's license fees. So that way our program or the jail doesn't inquire those fees to pay for individuals. We've launched a matrix group, which is an evidence-based treatment group that launched in September. And we've had about 30 participants graduate that 6-7 month program thus far. We are actually able to have a graduation on St. Patrick's Day for some of the people incarcerated for going through that intensive program, which was really nice. We're fully staffed, so we have 4 certified peer recovery coaches providing one-on-one support, group support, and then myself who helps manage the program. We have monthly jail management meetings that you are welcome to attend, where we talk about individuals who might be facing challenges when they're getting ready to be released and how we can collectively problem solve with one another. We've had a number of people enter into treatment facilities, including recovery residences long-term, to help work on themselves, and we stay connected with them as well. So we're doing pretty good work, and we're really excited about it.
Sounds good.
You guys have any questions? I did provide all the monthly data reports that go to the state, so I wanted you guys to be able to look at those. So
That looks good.
yeah.
Yeah, my only question would be, Gary, Steve, you happy with the program? And it's probably too early to tell the long-term effects, but on the right track?
That's good. That'd be good work.
I mean, if I can get that out of Gary.
All right.
Well, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll probably be back, or at least provide you guys with something in writing. They just wrapped up our half-year data points. They came down and did interviews with our community stakeholders and then reviewed all of our data from a evaluator standpoint. And this is a fun data point to share, but for all 5 sites, Daviess County, we had an 80% success rate with 30 days re-entry. So for the 30 days post-release, we had an 80% success rate of keeping people engaged with services.
Good. Yeah.
So, thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Vanessa.
you.
Appreciate it.
On that
That was
next,
out the reassessment fee, right?
yeah, and there's actually 2 items for the assessor. She is going to be on the agenda, I believe, next meeting. I don't believe she intended to be here at this meeting.
Yeah, okay.
And we can talk about that, or we can table it for the next meeting if you prefer. At the next meeting, there are bids that will be opened relative to specialty appraisers, relative to large commercial properties. And she's working on a couple of different things, and it might be easier to wait on that discussion until next meeting.
Yeah. First information I got on it was just the other day in my email, and so
But did there have to be bids sent out, or could she have just requested quotes?
She believed that there needed to be bids sent out, and that was her preference. And so we went ahead with that because that's what she wanted to do. If you read the statute, it doesn't look like you have to.
I was gonna say
Bids.
professional services. So.
right.
Okay.
I think it would be a good idea to have Chris will kind of explain this contract and what it is and what she's doing with it,
Yeah.
so I would be fine to table this, Ron.
Yeah, that'll be all right.
Right.
There's questions, but
Yeah,
I
she's not here
don't
today,
wanna
but-
get into micromanaging, and if it's part of her budget and part of her duty.
Right, but
we have to approve the contract.
I know it got sent out and never got brought to us, so
Yeah.
I'd like to have a few questions. I know you guys probably would too, so.
And that came on like a Thursday, I mean, after your agenda was put together. It didn't need to be on for today, so
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
so,
table it for
yeah.
that.
I'll look for a motion to table the Midwest pre-sort.
So moved.
Got a motion by Ron Arnold, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, 2023 Indiana Department of Natural Resource Marine Patrol Assistance Grant. Steve, good morning.
Morning. So this is the Marine grant that the Sheriff's Office has received for many years now.
Yep,
We still use it to patrol West Boggs Lake. Several officers still participate every year.
yeah,
Just,
I'd participate too.
it's
Y'all
pretty,
boat around.
it's a pretty easy gig, yeah. But just wanted to bring it before you guys, let you know we're still participating in this and whatnot.
Okay. Anything else for Steve on that?
No.
So it's a $7,500 grant to help patrols over the West Boggs Lake. So looking for a motion to approve the grant from Indiana Department of Natural Resource Marine Patrol.
So moved.
Got a motion by Ron Arnold. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Signature
May have
page.
to do a little more research on that. Next time they patrol.
I think that's it. Anything else? Grant, I know you had something you wanted to speak on behalf of.
Just a couple things. We'll need a redevelopment commission meeting coming up. I know we have one set, I think, for the second meeting in April. But we may, if there's the option discussion with these companies up at Westgate, we just need to close that loop. Do you want to have an RDC meeting the first Tuesday of the month, or the first commissioners meeting of the month, or the second commissioners meeting of the month? It's already set for the second commissioners meeting.
If it can be moved, I'd move it to the first.
First, yeah,
I
I'd feel
don't
the
wanna
same
slow
way.
that thing down anymore than what it's been slowed down.
If we got to have a special meeting, we can do that, definitely do that.
I mean, we're talking about 2 weeks. The ball's in their court right now. We haven't heard back. I don't know that 2 weeks is gonna make a difference. Do you wanna have one meeting or two meetings,
If they
or
get
just?
and they're ready, then I'd schedule.
Let's
it.
schedule for the first meeting.
Okay.
And then if we need a special meeting before that, we'll definitely do that.
So we're gonna set a RDC meeting for April the 11th, say 8:30.
Yeah.
Okay. Visitors Commission, it sounds like, talking with Jen, that they are falling in line and complying with everything that's been requested of them. I guess my request would be to have that back on the agenda for probably the first meeting in April, and maybe also the second meeting in April. Just ask them for an update, making sure that everything that's been discussed within council and commissioners is taking place.
Council, what the council's done, taking action too, haven't they? Yeah.
Both bodies have.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be fine.
You'll be getting bids for the assessors project, April the 11th, and we'll learn more about that on April the 11th from the assessor.
Okay.
The Advisory Plan Commission is gonna meet the last Thursday of April to talk about the solar ordinance again, and then make a
Recommendation.
recommendation to this body. That's all I've got.
All right, appreciate it, Grant. Ronnie, anything?
No, we did get a request from Friends for Animals that I've asked to be put on the agenda for the next meeting.
Right. Sounds good. Anybody else in the audience have anything? Gary, Steve, Julie? Anything?
Julie, anything? Now's your chance.
She's back there texting Nate.
Still texting away. If nothing else for the commissioners, look for a motion to pay payroll, pay claims, and adjourn.
Text me.
So moved.
Got a motion by Ron Arnold. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
That was a good one, texting Nate. I didn't catch that at first. That was funny.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good day.